little slower than usual. And so, but surprisingly, yesterday, Christmas Eve, in the markets has been pretty good. That's the most I've seen since I've been trading. They've actually been moving. So, personally, I won't be back until after the New Year. So tomorrow the markets open back up. But for the rest of this week, I mean, it's just not worth it unless you see a beautiful, beautiful setup. But today they actually continued its movement than expected, and so we'll just need to see what it does. But start over here on the dollar again. Um, See what we're doing for we're gonna kind of outcast for the whole 2019, and for when we come back. And so I just want to give you guys an out little, I guess, insight and then wishes of taking this week or maybe 2 weeks off at the end of the year until we get back into things. So here's the dollar. Let's start at the monthly now because this month is over, the year is over, so we just need to take an outlook and to see what's going to happen with this dollar. Now, right now, it's just in a peculiar situation right now because it can do a number of things because the dollar isn't going as planned. The dollar isn't dropping like I had anticipated to for the last couple of weeks. So that can mean a number of things. It's not ready to drop, and it's going to take a little while. But if this month closes very bearish, but you have this last week of December, if this closes very bearish, then that might bring some momentum for next year and for, of course, January to come. But now this pair was starting to look like a flat pattern to continue down, but now that we look at it, we can see that, let's go down to the daily, we can see that it's not wanting to drop as aggressive as aggressive anymore. And usually when it's like that and it doesn't want to drop as aggressive anymore and it comes down like this, that means we're most likely going to get one more to the upside. Most of the time that's what that usually means. So we just need to see what it does. Right now there's not really much of a trade on the dollar. As you can see, USD CHF, your USD, they've been, this is just very yucky. That's nothing you can trade. That's nothing I'm interested in trading. So we just need to wait till it makes an impulsive move in any direction, and then we'll look to get in. So let's drop to the dollar. The gold. Speaking of the dollar though, guys, gold has been taken off, which was kind of letting me know that the dollar would drop, but it's still not going in that direction. So that being said, I was thinking gold could have filled this little gap here to this low and then take off, but it looks like we're getting that move to the upside before we fill this little gap here on gold. So with that being said, guys, like I had told you guys before, this was looking like a continuation move to head down. But that still can be very possible. That's still very possible. As you can see, let's see where we are. Okay, so we're at the top of this structure now, very, very top. So now we just need a correction to confirm that we're going to continue up. Now remember, correction on the 4-hour time frame, well, daily time frame to continue that we're going up. So right now we've got this correction on the daily time frame that can push down, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Okay, so if we get some type of installment movements here, let me show you guys what that would look like. Over the next few days to go into the new year, and it starts to go like this, then most likely we're gonna buy to go to the upside. Now, if it continues to go up like this, and then we get a sharp impulse down, then most likely we're gonna make that next move to the downside. So right now, at the top of this, of course, oh, whoa, that's a bad line. Right now, at the top of this structure, we want to be very careful. Because as you can see, this was an impulse here, and then this can just be the correction to continue down, guys. All right, I'm very I'm gonna stick to that, even though we're making some higher highs. Remember your market structure, making some higher highs and higher lows. Remember, guys, this can break down at any time, and then we want to be into this trade to take it down, because this is an overall still a correction to me. Now that is a correction to me. So let's just see if we break out of this. If we do break out of this, or we start to correct funny here like this for a while, then we're gonna most likely go up. Okay, but I'm still downside until, of course, that correction happens. We could have got some buys in here, but I just wasn't too interested in it right now. So that's gold. All right, let's watch gold on that daily time frame. So we still could get that move down. Wait for the correction. You don't want to buy here. You can see that. You don't want to buy here. You see these? You don't want to buy here because it could tank. All right. AUD USD. We got one more move to the low. Looking at the monthly, very bearish. Engulf that candle, huge. So what's that telling us for January? That we might get some downside momentum, you know, on AUD USD to continue. Even though we're expecting that upside, we may get that downside to, you know, fill this little area here before we do go up. As you can see, these lows of January 2016 that we might retest in January of 2018. So we just need to watch out to see what kind of pattern this is going to make here. And, you know, if we retest these lows here and decides to push up, then most likely we're going to go. But, you know, I'm thinking we might get a small consolidation drop until we get to this area, and then we may take off like that. So AUDUSD at the low here. Let's watch it for consolidation on a 4-hour time frame. If we start to get that 4-hour consolidation, guys, you want to look into probably selling it for another 100, 200 pips, okay, before we do take off to the upside. NZD USD, same thing with that. Very bearish on the monthly, weekly, same thing. And so we want to be considering that one more move to the downside for sure. But as for this week, guys, there's not much you can do. I wouldn't, you know, recommend trading this week. I'll just wait, and hopefully we get some clear direction. First week, second week in January, depending on what this is. Let's see what this can do here. But NZDUSD not as clear as AUDUSD. Let's go to Euro USD. USD monthly is very, very interesting, guys. You know, we were thinking we're gonna get that down move back to these lows here, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that right now. You know, because we need a bigger consolidation on probably this weekly or that daily time frame. So I do want to see some upside momentum. As you guys can see, that downside isn't as strong anymore as it was before, and we're getting these pullbacks every time we go down. So either we need to make a bigger consolidation to drop, or we just need to reverse completely. As you can see, this was very strong here. This is what you want. But when you start, you know, going down and coming back, guys, you know, it lets you know that, hey, we're probably not going to go down as much anymore. So let's watch this move here, guys. Can't really figure out what this pattern is as yet. We just need to watch it. So it's been a few patterns, but right now USD not so clear either. USD CHF either not so clear. Like I can say, the monthly has been very well, for a while it's been very choppy. But on the daily time frame, I was looking at this as a flat pattern to happen and then go up. But this move here didn't turn out to be the consolidation that I thought it would turn out to. Let's see this. If this is it, yeah. So looking at this consolidation, but it just, you know, it's not going down how I like. And so when it's like that, I just wait for more confirmation. As you can see, very, very choppy. So we'll need to break out of this, you know, pattern here. I wouldn't look to sell at the lows. I look to sell at the highs, of course. So if this comes down here, don't sell. Just wait for it. It's probably most likely will come back up here, and then we'll look to probably sell on an impulse down. As you can see, this pattern here, kind of like an expanding triangle that could pop up and go down. So be careful selling at these lows, guys, unless you get consolidation. GJ is getting clearer. Monthly is very, very bearish, so that can be very conflicting as well, coming off of our 4-hour, because as before, let's see if I can look at this. I'm looking at this whole thing as one more wave up, right? See, one more there, boom, boom, boom. We got the move up and then we came back down, right? So the question is this pattern invalid? It's not. The pattern is still valid, and so I'm technically still looking for this move to the upside. Now, the only way we'll start to buy this is, of course, if we get some 4-hour market structure change, and then some daily market structure change, and then, you know, of course, that'll translate to the weekly. And so we may be getting a double bottom here in GJ. You definitely want to watch that double bottom. Keep in mind that this could drop just a little bit below, and then we could start to get, you know, some change, market structure to head back to the upside like this on GJ. So Monthly is very bearish, yes, but you've got to remember that the 4 hour, it needs to, you know, change market structure before, of course, the monthly can change market structure. So this is kind of what you're looking at, like an expanded flag. I mean, a flag pattern here, right, guys? Let's look at this, right? You got your flag here, and you got your consolidation. I'm looking at this as consolidation. So if we do want a double bottom, which usually is good on a weekly time frame, a double bottom on a weekly time frame, mean a big move up, which would be great. That's what I'm looking for in GJ right now. So if you want to get that on GJ, you definitely got to wait for some type of movement like this, guys, you know. And then you won't get that on the daily unless you just, you know, you have a huge account, you just want to buy with stop losses way below. But you'll go down to the 4 hour and you'll look for market structure change. And if you want to go below the 4 hour, then we start going to the 1 hour looking for market structure change if you really want to snipe it. But this is a good risk to reward already. If you wanted to get in, good risk to reward no matter where you put your stops, because I mean this is huge pips to the upside on GJ. But as you can see, guys, this is that. Oh, sorry. As you can see, computer lagging just a little bit. But as you can see, this is dying out on GJ very much. This piece here is very dying out. This ending piece here is dying out. It's not so aggressive no more. So we could see this, you know, hang around here for a little bit, and then eventually start to pop up. But keep in mind, the monthly is very bearish, so any consolidation like back up to this upside like here, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it does tank down, but that's not what I'm looking for right now. This low right here will keep us intact. That we need to watch it, okay? That low right there, coming off that daily time frame. I'll send you guys these setups, you know, next week as we do come back. USD JPY took off big time. I didn't think it would take off so soon. The week is already, you know, like I said, these pairs are really moving. But as you can see, we are headed back to about 104, 105 for sure. 105 would definitely be take profit, but you can't sell here. Probably for the end of this week into the first week of January, we will get this consolidation, because I don't think the market's going to move in the new year, you know, with that New Year's. So if we do get it, you want to sell it back to this level here. Okay, UJ, you do want to sell it, but wait for your consolidation if you're not already in UJ. But I do want to see it back to these lows here before we do get a move up. EUR-JPY, leave it alone. It's very, very choppy right now. CAD-JPY was also beautiful. Wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but I knew that this, you know, potential head and shoulders type of pattern had to play out. I just was expecting one more move up. I was expecting a 5 wave here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, then come down. And sometimes, you know, those type of patterns get me because I don't change my bias fast enough, and the market, you know, just goes without me. So as you can see, I had this flag pattern, but you know, on the 4 hour, this right shoulder was looking like a 5 wave, then a 3 wave, but it took off in a 3 wave, 3 wave. So we're coming to that low here, guys. So when we come to this low, you want to look for upside. When we tag this low, let me show you guys. Well, I told you guys to buy CAD-JPY, but we got stopped out. So at first, this is what I was looking for: descending channel. Looking for one more move up, then that move down. But as you can see, we didn't get that. This turned out just to be a 3-wave pattern, and then you know, it just took off downside. But that's okay. We'll look for buys at the bottom here. So 2019 is looking very promising, guys, on a lot of these pairs. A lot of the market is turning, turning around, and you know, we're starting to get some trend again. And so it's looking pretty good. Pound AUD, wait for any consolidation, buy back to the top here. EUR-AUD, same thing, possibly. EUR-CAD was very beautiful, broke out of this descending channel, had a nice flag here to the upside, so it's almost to the first take profit. USD-CAD, a lot of you guys are probably like, Steph, man, USD-CAD is gone, it's gone. And you know what? I mean, there is a potential that it is gone, because just like CAD-JPY, I told you guys, it turned out to be a 3-wave instead of a 5-wave, and here is expecting the same thing. 5 waves instead of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then upside. All right. and you guys are probably saying, Stefan, that's a correction. Corrections are 3 waves. Well, corrections can be 3 or 5 waves, guys. Okay, corrections can be 1, 2, 3, take off, ABC, or it can be 5 waves. Okay, it can be 5 waves and then take off. All right, in Forex. All right, so don't be surprised if USD CAD still does make this drop. Just don't be surprised, because CAD JPY is coming to this low here. And so if USD CAD is going to continue, that means CAD JPY will most likely get to this second take profit over here. But you know, I'm still, I don't want to say bearish, because this is very bullish in the month of December, but it's still, this is still that impulse, and this is still in the correction range, guys. So for me to buy this, I'd really like to see this break above, as you can see, my key point here, and then start to consolidate. Then I'll look to buy this, but it's in a dangerous place to buy. As you can see, this trend was not very, friendly for buying and selling, guys. If you were buying this, you're either buying it just blindly, because you would have got stopped out a lot of times. You would have stopped out here, stopped out here. You got to stop this. Got stopped out so much with these wicks. As you can see, this is not a very good trend. So I'm still waiting, in hope that this is going to make a impulse down. But hey, who knows? We'll see. We'll see what it wants to do. It's still in this correction. Don't be confused. Don't be misled. It's still in this correction, no matter how high it goes. Once it doesn't break my key point, it's still in this correction to make that move down. Okay. Pound USD, as you can see, descending channel. Nothing on Pound USD right now. We need to let Pound USD figure out itself. Pound CHF, same thing. We broke this low here and we came back, so I was thinking this was a consolidation to continue up, which it is. We got that impulse down, we got that consolidation, so let it consolidate and look for the next move to the upside. Euro CHF, we broke out of that descending channel, and then now we're back inside of it. So leave USD CHF alone, leave Euro NZD alone. AUD CAD, expecting more downside on AUD CAD. Euro GBP, expecting a lot of downside on Euro GBP, back down to this level for sure. But you gotta wait for that consolidation, as you guys know, and then just watch this level here. So let it break down, let it consolidate, guys, and then you'll get into Euro GBP. But guys, just remember, I will update you guys again first week in January, next week, and probably the week after that. I'll be back, because I'm gonna let the market catch itself in the new year, and then we'll look to take part in that. The CAD CHF is going very beautiful. Looking for it to retest this level here, guys, since we didn't get a bounce here. I was expecting that bounce first, as always. 2019, I'll definitely get better at that. Predicting moves and changing my bias quicker, I guess you can say. But as you can see, I was expecting one more move upside, but we clearly broke this trend line here. So any consolidation, guys, you want to sell for another 400 pips. Any consolidation on this CAD CHF, you want to sell on that. All right, guys. So that's about it right now. No pairs to focus on this week, because this week is, will be very most likely dead. You don't want to be stuck in any drawdown. But for 2019, there are a lot of key plays which I like. I'm liking this move here, this impulse on CAD JPY, and a lot of other pairs. So I'll definitely fill you guys in as the weeks go by.